Hello, everybody. It's a new angle. I've moved everything. Hello, Frederick. It is a day of new things. Hello, Shark. Yeah, different angle. Some different lights, which I realize I've got a big old hotspot reflecting off some art right there, which I will need to do something about. Um, yeah, rearranged some things because I needed to take a lot of stuff out of the office today and yesterday, because we had a new internet install, and so I was having the gateway access point put in here, and so I needed to like clear out everything on that side. Hello, Elquan. Welcome. So I figured that would be the time because I had to take down a bunch of lights and stuff anyway. So shifting some things around, I have a light directly over here now, which is not the best place because its mounting is somewhat precarious currently. But hopefully we'll cut down on any stream issues that we've had in the past, because now my computer is wired directly into 1 gigabit fiber. So here's hoping. A helpful duder from AT&T was out there working in -9 degrees. Bless his heart. Which I don't know if this was because they were short staffed or whatever with the weather in West Michigan right now. I guess he mentioned they also periodically do like team meetings on Tuesday mornings, and so some of the install times were off. But anyway, last time AT&T came out here and tried to do a fiber install, which I'd mentioned before on the stream when I had to get our utility pole replaced because they weren't able to climb it, which was like back in November. It was like two guys came out, and I think it was kind of like a two-person hustle kind of thing where like one guy's doing all the work and the other one stays in the house and is trying to upsell you on, bundling TV and cellular and whatever the whole time, trying to work on you that way. But anyway, it was just the one guy, so he just like we chatted about what I wanted to do, and then he got to work, and I didn't have to sit around with some other poor soul and say, no, I don't want cellular, I'm sorry. Anyway, so far things have been working well with the new setup. That happened to me too. Some random person showed up, started asking me about my phone. Yeah, thankfully it was not a team of two this time. It was just the installer. And I already had everything ready to go. I told him exactly where I wanted the gateway and where to run in the fiber and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, excited. So we may adjust the setup more. I've also changed the other camera for the moment, just because I didn't. I had packed away the C stand in a slightly different way in place, and I didn't want to mess with it. So I'm using my trusty old tripod for our second angle today, and we'll see how that goes. But we're also just going to be looking at some keyboard parts anyway. Friend and boss at Fawn Awesome, Biscuits, as he's known as online, has sent me a bunch of boards to build eventually as I'm beginning my soldering journey. Some stuff he's had kind of sitting around in storage for a bit. So I don't actually know all of what he sent, as well as what all extra parts are in these. So I wanted, and he wasn't entirely sure either, because some of them have been sitting around for years. So we're going to crack them open and kind of catalog what we've got, so I have a better idea to come back with to him and be like, so what do you want done with some of these boards? So that's kind of the main goal. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I didn't stream last week because I was sick, so I've been a little bit out of the loop. Although I have been keeping up with all the keyboard content that I've been able to. a lot of newer 60% getting around. It seems like everybody's been streaming the Gehern. Is that how it's pronounced? For anyone in the know, I wasn't entirely sure because let me pull up. Oh, I have the wrong Safari window up. Pulled up. Hold on. There we go. I have on the page for it. Here we go. Yeah, it says it here. But on one of these pages, it has it spelled like 2 different ways. And so I guess it's mostly Gehern. But on some of them, it was like Garen. And so I guess it's Gehern because that's where I see it the most. You opted for the Cryo Win keyless and added a PP plate. The Cryo is really nice because that's the like PC, right? PC or acrylic, whatever it is. Cryogenesis. Friend of the channel, Master's Bedroom, did the Gambling Ages finish, which I'm very excited to see in person. There's some really cool stuff there. I was admiring the Pastille, which I know is going to be color matched to Divina Papaya. But it also seemed like something that could work or play nicely with multiple other sets as well, like the forthcoming, I guess that's a 40s monokit, isn't it? So that wouldn't work. The new DCS After School set. But perhaps things like Windbreaker. I'm not going in on Divina Papaya, but some of this other stuff. No, I've already backed Windbreaker, and so I've already kind of satiated that like rainbow vomit keycap vibe. I do love Divina Papaya, but I can't justify the price tag of 2. I mean, I know they have their differences and whatever, but it's like in my brain they fill the same space, and so I can't justify the price tag of getting Windbreaker and Divina Papaya. As well as I just recently backed, in terms of MT New, I did, Foundation. So I've been using up my keycap budget. And I'm trying to hold a little bit back for like DCS UFO, and some other stuff like that that's coming. I think DCS After School, let me see. Whoops. Help if I could spell. Dutton Christian School. Nope, that's not what I want. Yeah, here we go. It's like a 40s kit. And it's going to be coming, I think the group buy will begin on January 26th. And I'm excited about this. I like it a lot, especially for my bolt. My Lazy Designer's bolt. I think it will look very nice on that. And it's keyed towards being a 40s kit. So I'm saving some pennies for that as well. And also the big question of some really nice 60s out right now and coming up. Is like, as I mentioned, there's the Gehern. There's also the Shy 60, which I think I've mentioned before as being really interested in too. At its core, it is more expensive than the Gehern. And it doesn't have some of the, it doesn't have an EC or a Hall effect option. But I like the look of it more. I definitely respect the Bion aesthetic. It's not something I'm super keyed into. But something like the Shy, like the simplicity of it, I'm a big fan of. And I also am a big fan of this gray-green color from the different renders and the actual photos that I've seen as being a really good candidate, both for, say, Botanical and for Gorp, when Gorp comes out. So, and I like too that you can get it without the little engraving in the weight. So this runs until the end of the month, so I'm kind of like hemming and hawing of like, maybe this would be an option, because the Aurum 60 is also going to be coming at some point, which has also been making the rounds. No, I can't spell, as it turns out. By Refined Artistic Engineering, which is also like the sound tests and stuff that I've seen. I like the look of it. I like the bevels or is it bevels? Chamfers? Whatever it is on the weights. And I do like some of these colors as potential Gork pairings as well. Like there's kind of a blue and a teal. So, I don't know. Some stuff to consider. Yeah, Alex built the Orm recently, as did Evan, I think. I think Evan just built one as well. Which is the one I caught a little bit of Alex's, but I watched all of Evan's stream. So, although I don't know if the Orem has any details on when it's going to run. I think it's still, yeah, they haven't announced that yet. At least not on their page. Maybe that's, I haven't been in their Discord, so maybe there's more information in there. But anyway, some cool stuff coming, and I got to decide how I want to allocate my hobby budget for this quarter. So, another fun thing. I got an email today from Protozoa about any final last changes to Event Horizon shipping, which I'm very excited about. Some of the EU units have already been going out. EU units that did not also have artisans. Because I think some of the artisans are still being finished up. So any EU orders that didn't have artisans have already been going out from Salvin's workshop. And then I think everything that isn't EU is going to Prototypist. And then Jay is going to be sending out stuff from there for US customers and others. So, seeing all the photos in Max's Discord, such a gorgeous board. I have been avoiding... Thankfully, they set up that spoiler channel photos because I've been trying to avoid... I mean, I know what the board looks like, of course, but I've been trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible for anything else with the packaging or anything else, so that I can have a genuine reaction on stream when we actually get to build it. So I am very excited and ready for that. Let's see. Was there anything else I was wanting to talk about? I mean, there's lots of stuff going on always, but some of those things that caught my attention. There was something about DCS Little Lav that I'm trying to remember what it was now. I think it was it Piper? Let's see. I think they had to post. Should have some news very soon about group buy dates later this quarter. Oh, okay. Yeah, I commented on that already. But that's another DCS that I'm looking forward to. But yep, exactly. You got it, Shark. You're on the same wavelength. But now let's do a little cataloging, and see exactly what it is. Oh, I did want to show one other thing. This, of course, is one of the Signature Plastics vomit boards we put together last time. Or not last time. When was that? When did we do this? Yeah, I guess it was one of the last streams I did. And in the meantime, I also was able to populate some other stuff because we did some of this and also worked on the bolt, which is still in its box right here. They don't actually have a bag for this, or a good place to keep it when it's being used. But I think I got this a little bit more solidified. I put this on Instagram, but I haven't shown it off much else. The kind of the dual color and more neutral sides. I got the rows straightened out on these and was able to borrow these so that they were the correct row, but they do have legends, whereas everything else is a blank on this one. Oh, that's another thing. The round 2 of the bolt is running right now, if that's of interest to you, on the Lazy Designer's website. They have a really nice yellow this time, actually, but I don't need another 40% that I'm not going to use, as pretty as they are. And then I was also able to cobble together a lot of the SA keycaps into something here, which some of these do have legends. For example, this is a little Signature Plastics logo. Some of these are the black on black UV reactive set. So like there, the P, I think that was just blank. But the backspace are black on black, and then I was just able to fill in the rest. And I was surprised I actually had enough to... I mean, some of these are weird, of course, but like to actually get the alphas more or less covered. Just really cool. So I've got like 3 fun vomit boards right now that I alternate. And SA sounds really good on the classic TKL, I've got to say. But let's dive in and see what our friend has sent us to work on. So we won't be building anything today. We're just going to look through all these keyboard cases and see what exactly we've got. I know some of this, but it's more for my own benefit of like cracking some of these open and cataloging. So I think I've got my little obsidian board here pulled up that I can start adding things to as we go. Let's see. Let me move a couple windows around here. So let's see what we got in the first one. This is obviously a Monokai board. Rest in peace. Not doing anything anymore. As far as I know, I mean, last I heard they were out of biz. So this is a Kai V2, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, this one's already been built. I did not know that. So you must have sent me 2 of these then, because I have 2 Kai bags. I'm not sure why he sent me a built one. It is beautiful though. It's got the Fawn Awesome keycaps on it. This looks like the raw alu. All right, well let's write this down. So we've got a we got a Kai V2. And what do we have inside? So it's already built with DSS. Font Awesome. Ooh, that sounds nice. Let's pull it out. Oh, this might be one of the ones that has the faulty magnets. Maybe that's why he sent it. I did remember. Actually, I remember that now. He got some bum magnets. Oh yeah, they've all pulled out of their little sockets that are supposed to be glued in there, and here they are attached. So that is something that we can address for him. It is a beautiful board, though. It was a real shame. Ooh, the raw bottom. The one I got had a PC bottom, so I did not actually see those beautiful machining marks. All right, let's take a peek here. And then we'll catalog some of the extra bits we've got in the bag as well. That is pretty, yeah. So we've got, the magnets are strong. I can see, and I don't know how well this will show up. As you can see, whoop, I'm getting used to that. There's a little bit of the residue, the glue residue still on there. That pulled it right out of the case. Let's see, so this was soldered. Let me just unplug it real quick. You still got the Bluetooth battery installed, looks like. Oops. I'm just, jeez Louise. These magnets are too powerful. There we go. Let's see. All right, so we have raw top, raw bottom, faulty magnets. I don't know. This looks like a PC plate. And a solder PCB. I don't know what switches these are. I don't know that I'll be able to tell by looking either. They're nice. There's some kind of linear. Don't see any foam in there, but we do have a foam pack. And what else? Let me write that down. Foam kit. And some more goodies up in the top. Oh, we've got some of the orange silicone feet. Or the gaskets, I mean. Then we also have a hot swap PCB. Cool. And we have another PC plate. So we could have a hot swap build as well. So we also have a hot swap PCB and an extra PC plate. So let me so now we've got this so far, just so we can keep everything straight. So now, excuse me, still a little bit of sickness we're getting over. Maybe I'll put the foam kit up here with the rest of the bits in the lid. It was awfully snug when I unzipped it, so we'll see if we can rearrange things a little bit. And also got a big cleaning cloth. I'll add that to the list too. Cleaning cloth. Cool. Now these magnets are a bit of a headache here. Looks like... Oh, I should put on... These look like TX stabs that are in here. Let me add that to the list too. TX stabs. Installed. Oops. No! Well, I mean, what's the harm at this point? Let the magnets have their fun. Except that these are the bottom ones that are the problem. There we go. I'll just make sure they go back into their little silicone sleeves here. Oh, not that way apparently. Whoa, it's jumping straight out of the sleeve. It's so eager. All right. I'll leave this disconnected for now. Because if the case doesn't really close... Ooh, the little polycarbonate connector cover too. All right, back into the case with you. That is a beautiful board though. Shame about the magnets. Not an issue I had with mine, but mine also did have some bottoming out issues with the hot swap. All right, so there's one board. And I think let's go ahead while we're in Monokai mode. Let's take a look at this one. There's another Kai V2, I believe. But this one is unbuilt. cleaning cloth. Another foam pack. Or silicon pack. So the previous silicon pack was the orange color. And this one is Frost. So silicone kit. Okay, let's do KV2. And this one is cleaning cloth, silicone kit, Frost. Ooh, I don't remember this color being offered. Kind of a salmon. Nice. Salmon pink. So we have another silicone pack. Salmon pink. And this seems to be just straight up silver, anodized. Let's take a look, and then we can see what's in the lid. Oh no, it's another raw one. Raw top and bottom. But we've got another magnet issue right here where it is attaching. So this and yeah, we've got multiple faulty magnets here. I'll get this silicone to go back in the top case. There we go. Some more faulty magnets. There's a lovely raw finish on both. So let's see, we've got raw top, raw bottom. Also, faulty magnets. Slide this back in. All right, what do we have in the lid? We have feet and hardware. Actually, let's resize this. It's a bit much. Build guide, of course. This bag is empty. Oh no, it's got, those might be little force brake pads, I think. Hardware, screws, and then we have, ooh, an EC PCB in plate. Hello. So there was no MX plate with this at all. Let's take a look. I'll take a look. Oh no, there is an MX plate. Wait. It says MX plate, EC silver. Which is it? Is it MX or is it EC? And there's our lovely EC PCB. So then I wonder, would this need to work with like navies or something? That's something I'll need to look into. Let's write this down. EC PCB. And I assume this is aluminum. alu EC plate. Interesting. So I'll have to take a look at what this will actually work with. He has no luck with magnets, it seems. Well, it wasn't just him. There was a whole kerfuffle with the Kai V2. I don't know if it was just the 60% ones or the 65% ones were affected as well. But there was a big problem with the magnets, which I actually got mine. Like, I was part of the group buy, but mine came later because they held a bunch of units back to fix them. So mine was one of those. But I guess Dave's were earlier. So they were part of the issue. So we're going to see if we can reattach them. They're very strong magnets. I can see why they kind of ripped apart a little bit. That's really cool, though. It'll be fun to try an EC build. I'll have to see what exactly can work in here. Or if I could even get a new plate done to try a Dynacap or something. And see if that would work. Anyway, I'll have to do some research. I don't know a ton about EC. But that'll be fun to figure out. I think some navies just came back in stock, actually. If that's something that this would support. But I'll have to look into it. And more hardware. Okay. Cool, cool. We can put the list away for now. Oh, what else is in here? A single switch. Oh no, this is an EC. An EC something. An EC housing. There's no branding on it, though. It reminds me of navies, from what I've seen of them. And then a tiny little something. I don't know what that is. It reminds me of a switch film, actually, but... Actually, let me pull up navies so I can actually see. So we can see if that's what this is. Nope, it is not that, because this is a box stem. And these, at least, are not that. So this is some other kind of EC. EC switch with an MX stem. No, I do not want a free product guide. Canon keys, be quiet. So, something to investigate. Now let's see if we can find some boards that do not have magnet problems in this pile. There's our other Kai. Let's see. Save that one for last. This is a Geon case. That out. Let's see. Excuse me. Woo-hoo-hoo. Plates, 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 plates. So many plates. PCBs. Plates. Goodness sakes. We got 4 plates. We got three PCBs at least. Oh, here's another plate. And a glorious board. And some more doodads up in the top. So this is this a frog? A variety of frog? Yes, it is. Frog. Okay. Man, that is a nice red anno. And a big brass weight. So we've got, it's a nice little curve on the bottom. Left side USB, a top case that comes off. Very pretty. Oh, so the screws must be hidden under the feet, huh? That is a nice red. It almost, I wonder how it compares with my Neo 65. Just put that down there for now. Yeah, the Neo's actually a little bit brighter even. And a little bit smoother. There's a little bit more graininess to this one, but I mean, it's hard to tell on this camera, but maybe there you can see the brightness of the 65. Or of the Neo, I should say. That's probably the brightest anno that I have, personally. So what sort of, I'm not as up on all the different Geon boards, honestly. So do we know exactly what this is? So this, let me, blink. Frog. So it is a frog. But it seems about, I mean, 60% sized. Does Geon's website have answers for us? A Frog Mini, perhaps. That looks about right. Wouldn't you say? A Frog Mini. Yeah, looks like a mini. Yeah. The only Geon stuff I'm really more familiar with is like the F1. So I'm not as familiar with some of the previous like tadpole mount stuff. 60%, so there we go. There's the red one with the brass weight. So cool. So we've got a Geon Frog Mini. And we have so many parts. Let's see, are these all the exact same? No, they're all Gondo PCBs. They seem to all be the same Rev Alpha, so there's no difference in versioning on these, it seems. Cool. So we got 3 solder PCBs. Let's see. Red case, solder PCB times 3. And we have a multitude of plates. Let's see. Let's get them oriented the same way so I can tell what's going on. Okay, so these have cutouts. So this is more, these two are more skeleton-esque. I think these are all, aluminum, though. Wait, maybe not. It'd be nice if they were labeled. Let me take a peek. Okay, yeah, that is... I'd say that's black alu. Or is it plastic? Damn, no, I don't know. This is PC for sure. Let's see. There we go. Now we have these oriented correctly. So these... Sorry, I'm engrossed. Oh yeah, this is plastic. That's plastic for sure. These are metal. So these are all alu. So they all kind of follow the same structure. Got it. Now we're up to speed. So we got 3 alu plates. Alu plates times 3. And then we have a PC plate, and I'm guessing then, unless this is a black polycarbonate, it doesn't feel quite like polypropylene. It's interesting. It's got an interesting texture on it, like striations. Let me look at it next to this one. Although maybe this is... Man, it's hard to tell. No, I think this is PC. You want this frog? It is a beauty. So let me look on the... Did this say what materials the plate came in? It does not. Let's see. Let's make an educated guess here. We'll say PC plate for that one. Looks like palm and laminated. That could very well be. I'm not familiar with palm as a material. I've barely used palm or PP. So I will take any and all advice on that. Hey, a link. Thank you, sir. Ah, very good, very good. I appreciate that. I'm actually surprised Dave didn't get a half plate on this. Oh yeah, so we got the PC. Yeah, the PC is more clear. So we got the palm. Or does this have a backing on it? Because it does. It's not solid white. So this is PC, but it has the backing sheet on it. But it does have the clear side of the PC here. And then laminated. That's not something I am familiar with. Laminated plate. This is it's flexible like palm, but gives a taut feel. Okay, I wondered. I wondered if it was palm. Huh. Yes, I do know that PC is clear, and this is clear, but it has a backing sheet on it. Even though it looks opaque right now. From what I can tell. So we got a laminated plate. Yeah. But yeah, I can see like the whole top layer is clear. It's choices. We got 3. I wonder why he got so many plates. Why did we get 3 aluminum plates. They definitely do not make these bags any bigger than they absolutely have to get these plates in here. Although having this many plates and PCBs is going to be good soldering practice for me. Frog Mini is nice. I have enjoyed the tadpole mounting on other boards that I have, like the Universe. So I've definitely enjoyed the mounting style before, but I'm excited to finally actually dig in on some legit Geon boards. I kind of want a WinKey one for my Wooting. Is the Wooting a Hall effect joint? I've only started getting more interested in Hall effect recently because they're not sounding as bad these days. I feel like people are making some strides. Yeah. Cool. What else we got? We got a cleaning cloth. We've got what else? Cleaning cloth. We've got 3 different packs of tadpoles. Let's take a look. Excuse me. So these appear to be which of these is it? The 50A? I think these are 50A tadpoles. And then we have these. Which there is a... Oh, here we go. 80As. 2 packs of 80A tadpoles. And tadpoles times 2 of the 80A variety. Oh, gray feet. Okay. Let's write those down. Spare feet. Gray. And then this must be more feet. Ooh, that's a nice brown. I don't know how it would go with the red, but it's a nice shade of brown. And spare feet, brown. Oh, there's more stuff in here. Oh, there's another pack of that same. Hardware. So we've also got 2 packs of the 50A tadpoles. And hardware. Extra screws and such. Is there anything else? So this is a unified, right? They've got the, yeah, no extra JSTs or daughter boards with these, so cool. Don't need any other bits or bobs for that. That's just extra padding, so we're not missing anything there. Very good. This is so much stuff packed into this thing. Goodness sakes. Oh, hold on. A little bit of a rogue hair hanging out. All right, let's see if we can elegantly get this back in here. Okay, so there were... Imagine these are a little bit thicker, so maybe they can hang out. Down below. Maybe something a little bit softer as a buffer, like the plastic on the PCB bags. Plates. And feet. And sprinkling of tadpoles. Tadpoles for all. There's another one that's kind of stuffed to the gills. Very cool. That'll be fun to build. A lot of flexibility there. All right, let me take a drink. One thing I'm noticing with this rearrangement of the setup is when there's anything over here, it's really dark. I'll need to add some more light to this side, because I've kind of just got a big LED panel here and then some front-facing stuff. So we'll need to rectify that if we're going to keep this camera angle. Let's see what we have next. This is actually not taking as long as I thought it might. Another Geon. A bit bigger this time. I think this may be a TKL if I'm not mistaken. I peeked at these briefly. Woohoo. Alright, we've already got a lot of goodies. Let's get some goodies out of the top first. A lot more tadpoles. We've got a lovely piece, a hot swap. A hot swap PCB. Some good nice options. Step to normal caps. Split right shift, split backspace. Pretty. And the board. Oh, goodness. Ooh. Should probably spread out these blocks a little bit more. I'm going to go to put this back in, just try to distribute the weight. Yeah, it is a chunker, it feels like. So this must be the Frog TKL then. It's got the same side profile. Frog. Are any of the boards full size or with numpad? No, I am sorry to say. None of those from Dave. So let's see. So we've got a Frog TKL. Geon Frog TKL. And it is silver. It's interesting. It also has... Is this like a stainless steel weight? It's not brass. That's for sure. Ooh, I like the little bit of stepped internals here. That's cool. Let me take a peek. Leaving Dave has failed the movement. Listen, you can take it up with Dave if you really want to. I have seen some full sizes at the office before, so it's not like he's against full sizes. But let's see. Oh, this is the... Oh, no, it's not that. It's a different... It's not the Frog TKL Ligera. Because the internals for that are quite different. I was just seeing if I could get any more deets on this. Here we go. Silver weight. What does this say? Well, let's just say that they're brass. Inner and outer weights are brass. Interesting. At least on this version. Huh. Okay. Very pretty. I am in the market for a new TKL at some point. And I would love for it to be a Geon, like an F1. I just need to wait for the next batch that comes around. Although his B stock is still very nice. I know there's some available from one of the latest rounds. Maybe like the Hyper Beige colorway. Alright, so let's see what all parts we've got. The glare, yeah. So we do have a hot swap. Surely we have a solder. I know Dave loves solder. Yep, we got solder. Which looks like it could also work with ISO if you wanted it to. Okay. I'll snooze that one. We've got a hot swap PCB. We've got a solder PCB. We have feet of the gray variety. Excuse me. I've yet to build a solder board. I love the convenience of hot swap and being able to change my switches easily. Yeah, me too. And it also just kind of scared me a little bit, the idea of soldering. But I've really warmed up to it, no pun intended. And have also done some soldering practice. Like I've shown this off before. I took a little solder workshop at a local makerspace and have built an entire kit just to kind of get a feel for it. And I've got some more stuff that I showed off over there. I got a Skelett 60 for Christmas, as well as a little game kit type thing that my partner got me for more solder practice. So I'm going to be doing those on stream. The main thing I'm waiting for is a particular fume extractor that I want, the Kato one, because it's more compact and better looking than some of the other ones, but I've only found it available at Amazon, and I refuse to spend money at Amazon. So it's not in stock on Kato's own website currently, unfortunately. That's where I prefer to buy it from. Although I have seen some floating around on eBay, but again, no ethical consumption under capitalism, right? So we'll see. I want to get something because I'm not breathing in that shit. Anyway, yeah, trying to avoid Amazon too. Yeah, which is tough sometimes. And that's by design. I mean, I say this as I am using Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I try not to give them more money. I mean, I'm not paying for Amazon. So me being a part of their platform, I guess, is propping them up a little bit. Have you tried Newegg? I have not. Do they sell smoke absorbers. I mean, I know they do a lot of electronic components and computer parts and whatnot, but I will take a look. They do have Kato stuff, it looks like. I may have some Amazon stock from my Twitch days, so don't keep using Amazon, please. For you, Shark, I will. Whoops. There we go. My light bit the dust there. And that's partly why I need to readjust things in this setup. I'll need to reattach that light to maybe come off of a different point that's not the top of the monitor. A link! That's a different one. That's the Echo one, right? Which did seem interesting to me. Oh wait, Korn Electronics. It looks just like the Echo brand one. That's very interesting. I wonder if it's like a white label thing that people are just slapping their own brands on. Because it looks a lot like... Oh, wait, it's not Echo. What brand is that? Is it? Oh, yeah. No, Hacko, not Echo. My bad. Yeah, it looks exactly like this. Is this the same one? It's a different brand, but it still says FA400 on it. That is hilarious. Yep. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I have a Hacko desoldering gun. So I was looking at some of their stuff. But it seemed like the Kato one was a little bit more compact, and it's also yellow, so it kind of wins by default. But that's interesting. Let's just see what they have in the realm of fume extractors on Newegg. Yeah, there's a lot of those more expensive ones I've seen with all the adjustable hoses and stuff. That's really funny though that it's even has the FA400 in the same font and everything is the same, and then they just slap a different brand name on it. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Well, now we're just looking at air dusters. So is there anything else that Kato makes that they sell? Tools? No. Anyway. That's funny. And it's also funny that it's the exact same thing, and it's $80 with the Hacko name on it. So I might keep that link pulled up, Frederick, and look into that one if it's the same thing with a different name, but it's functionally identical. Oh my! All right, let's get back to parts. I appreciate that link though. And honestly, I shouldn't be too aesthetically picky. It's the designer in me coming out of like wanting everything to be a certain way, even if it's just a functional whatever that will barely ever be seen. Anyway, we could get into that whole topic. So we got more hardware. We've got some more included 50A or the 80A. Tadpoles. We got hardware. We got tadpoles. ATA. I will wait and go very much out of my way for something to match my office aesthetic, so I get it. Yeah. I mean, you know, I do have a lot of other yellow hardware in the immediate vicinity, and including the soldering iron that I got. So it's like, yeah, oh, Frederick, of course, you know. The very blue keyboard that I built was... Well, this is an interesting kind of taupe. Well, thank you, Shark. Thank you for the sub. I get an ad just as you were saying something. Is that what prompted you to be like, gotta subscribe, gotta get rid of these ads? I really appreciate that, though. Thank you. And you one of the founder badges. Because it's still early days for subscriptions. So kind of taupe-ish feet. Feet and feet. Kind of, well, maybe like a creamy brown. Sounds bad. Shake my fist at Twitch and Amazon. Give them money. And give me a little bit of money too. I thank you for that. That will help me. That will go into the solder fund. Thanks for the resub, Frederick. I really appreciate that. More solder. Yes. I think I have 2 subscribers now. We're moving up. Let's see what else we've got. We've got a foam kit, which I believe looks like plate foam, some case foam, and perhaps a PE adjacent sheet. I think it's not quite PE, but it's something that does the same job. Your subbing triggered me to share. Let's see. Foam kit. So that looks like it has plate, case, and PE foam inside. And we also have a plate. A nice alu plate. So, not as much choice on this one. We don't have the 3 plates and 3 PCBs of the previous Geon board. But some good options here. And a couple kinds of feet. I mean, we gotta go with the gray feet on silver, right? I guess we'll see when we actually build it. Very cool. Let me get this back into its little bag before anything happens to it. This is really nice anno. I mean, that is what I've heard of Geon boards. That the QC is insane. And at least looking at this and the Frog Mini we just looked at, I would say that is accurate. I've heard even the B stock is equivalent to some other manufacturer's A stock. Looks lovely in the light. Oh, thanks. Hopefully they'll look even more lovely in the future when I can get this side of things better lit. One thing I had another LED panel that was over here, shining down onto this portion. And I was getting, at least with a top-down camera, I was getting a lot of glare off the desk itself, because this is kind of like a shiny bamboo. So I'll need to mitigate that if I go back to top-down and figure out where to place the lights and everything. But I don't want to leave the lights up all the time. I mean, I have this one on usually all the time because it's on a separate desk. But like, I didn't want a bunch of visual clutter like in my immediate eye line when I'm working during the rest of the week. And so I had kind of tried to arrange things in such a way that they'd be easy to take down and put back up. So we'll see. And I still have this attached to my desk, which you can see a little bit of, which is my old mic stand that I could potentially attach some lights to on the mount here and make them a little bit more flexible and stuff, but we'll see. I'll toy around with the setup some more in the weeks to come. Love the idea of having things for streaming you don't want to be surrounded when I'm not using it. Exactly. I mean, if I were like, you know, Marcia or Alex or somebody who was like streaming a bunch every week, it would make sense to have some more dedicated stuff set up. But it's like I'm streaming maybe once a week for 2 hours, and the rest of the time I don't need to be staring at all this stuff. Because it makes it, like, even just in the periphery, it makes it feel more cramped. My camera arm tucks away nicely. Found a nice spot for my mic to tuck in. That's nice. Yeah, I've got the camera and the mic together over here in the corner now. which is nice. And I had that way before, where it's like I've got like a cold shoe mount for a shotgun mic, so it can kind of be pointed wherever the camera's pointed and keep that kind of more directional and nice. And that's worked out. Well, thanks. That's great. It's been fun trying to toy with the setup over time. I mean, like, the camera I've had for years and years, but it's been nice to, like, gradually build up more of the setup and figure out what I like and what I don't. And I used to have, like, a Shure SM7B in my face for streaming. Did not care for that. Kind of getting in the way all the time. The lighting has been a challenge a little bit to figure out and get to a better place. But we'll see. The designer in me looks at my setup and thinks it's never done. Exactly. It's the same with my website. It's the same kind of problem. Where it's always, I always want to be tinkering with that. And see, I guess I'll put this back here, because this was kind of tucked in here before. All right, let me go back to our angled shot here. But it was nice having the internet install today, because that gave me an excuse to move a bunch of stuff around. Since I had to clear off my entire, this other half of my office anyway, so that the duder could get in and install the fiber line. Probably redone my personal website at least 2 to 3 times a year. Yeah, I've got, thankfully, I mean, mine in its current form has survived over a year now in its current state. But I'm always like working on different branches and drafts of design, of tinkering with it, both in code and in Figma. Mostly changing typefaces, honestly. I'm always looking at swapping the type to different things. But yeah, it's, the work is never done, is it? You're always, like, I guess there's something to be said for creative dissatisfaction pushing you forward, and I think a lot about that. Was it Ira Glass? I think it was an Ira Glass bit that's been quoted a bunch. Oh, I've got a weird red mark on my head. An Ira Glass bit talking about personal taste and like the gap between taste and ability, and like my partner was mentioning something about this too, and it relates to, because she has training in fine arts and taught for a long time, still does, and kind of the matching of like personal taste and ability, and when those line up, and when you start to like hate the kind of things you do, or like realize the problems with your work, because your taste has matched your ability, and then you have to like grow the ability again, and it kind of like stair steps eventually. Anyway, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like, yeah, kind of like recognizing that gap in all creative people, of like having an idea in your head of what things can and should be versus your ability to make them that way. And then when you catch up to that point, your taste has also grown. So anyway, it's a constant uphill battle is what I'm saying. And I've been cursed by God, and our work is never done. Anyway, let's move on to the last board. A little Sisyphean breakdown for everyone on this lovely Tuesday. The final exhibit of our time here together. Unikorn. Very exciting. So, let's dig in. Let's see what all we've got inside. Ooh. Little verification card, authentication card. Unikorn. Pewter Gray, 2022 rerun. This authentication card certifies that the keyboard purchased and identified herein is an original and authentic product from Singa KBD and TGR. All that work and they couldn't get the cards level in the case? I'm just kidding. A nice little holographic sticker on there. That's very cool. A little serial number. Ooh. All right, let's look at goodies first. Oh my goodness, this is packed to the gills. What is in here? Okay, there's a daughter board and a JST cable. Actually, let's get it all out and then I'll write it up. Ooh, another one. There's only one board in here, though. So this says this is for Reseda Green. I'm guessing... So this one is still wrapped in extra plastic. So I wonder if this is for this board and this is for a different Unikorn that he has. But both authentications were in this case. Let's see, anything else up there? No. Alright, so let's wait on the board for a sec. Savor the anticipation. And let's see, we have a Singer KBD Unikorn. And we've got daughter board and JST cable. Looks like we've got a couple of O-rings. Don't know what durometer these are. Nope, 3 different O-rings. This one is softer. These ones are a little bit harder. Okay. Let's see. O-ring. Well, I can't type. O-ring softer. And O-ring harder. And there are 2 of those. Wife just got home, so gotta go for now. Fun hanging out. Well, thank you for coming, Shark. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the sub. Have a good night. If it is night for you, where you are. Oh my goodness, more cables. Pardon me. Have a great evening. You too. Additional JST cables. Like 4 of them? No, more than that. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. All right, 5 cables or so. Plates. My goodness, the plates. Oh, is this another daughter board? And some shims. Okay. Interesting. So this is McLovin. So I wonder if they are needed for this PCB specifically. It's got a flex cut in it. So I wonder if that means, I'm trying to see, McLovin Studio K60 Rev 1. Just wondering if this is a different thickness or something. If this is like a 12 mil PCB or something. I don't know. All right, so we do have an extra. Let's see, daughter board, JST cable, and shims. 0.4 millimeter shims to be exact. I'll add that here. Then let's look at our PCBs. So we have a Bastion PCB. And these are both solder, correct? Yes. Bastion solder PCB and a K60 McLovin PCB, solder PCB. I'm curious about the if there's any layout differences on here. Oh, I missed it. Oh, almost 5 p.m. Yes, so it was evening. I missed the extra chats. Let's see. We've got, well, this one has a few more options. We've got, kind of hard to tell with the lighting. Regular and stepped caps, split left, multiple bottom row options here, split right, ISO, split backspace, a lot of options with the Bastion. What is this a notification about? Nothing I need to worry about, I don't think. And then the McLovin has stepped and regular caps, standard left shift, only a couple bottom row options, split right, split backspace, so no ISO support on this one. And it does have a flex cut, which is interesting. Doesn't seem like a thinner PCB to me though, but I don't have any calipers handy to actually measure that. All right, let's look at our multitude of plates. Looks like we've got a lot of PC here, and maybe some carbon fiber and some other stuff. So we have some half plates, and let's see, is there any difference in the layout of these? No. So we've got two PC plate times 2. Well, I'll put in full plate so I can differentiate. PC full plate, and then we've got 2 PC half plates. PC half plate times 2. My phone needs to shut up. Keeps reminding me about all the snow we're getting. It's like I realize we're getting snow. We've been getting snow for days and days and days. Ooh, these are all carbon fiber. Is there any difference between them? It is a different type of carbon fiber, it looks like. These look to be I think these are all the same. 3 carbon fiber plates. This one is also carbon fiber, I think, but it's like slightly different in its cutouts. Interesting. Oh wait, I'm looking at it wrong. That'll be part of it. But it is largely, I mean, it is. Is it a little more strict with its bottom row options? No, I guess not. So we've got 4 carbon fiber full plates. Four carbon fiber plates. I wonder what the little cutout in the middle of this one is for. You see that? Little notch right there in the home row. Curious. Just want to see how this lines up. I don't think I've ever done an O-ring board with a PC plate before. I wonder how that is. Anyway. I've only used carbon fiber once as well on the mode Sonnet, which made it very loud and very enjoyable. Let's see, I think the PC plates were just loose in here. Oh, I think the music's done. I was like, why is it sounding so weird? Let's do... What should we do? With a drunken sailor. Do a little funk. All right, let's take a look at the board itself. Now that we've looked at all the parts. That notch is to let you know that only one person exchanged their time for a fair livable wage in a country that respects their autonomy. That is dark. I think. Am I reading that right? Dark as Michigan winters. At least it's not getting dark as early anymore. At least there's some more light at dinner time, which is kind of nice. I know you hate the winter. I'm sorry, Frederick. I don't want to make light of it. Let's see. Oh, there's more stuff under here. Hold on. It's not just the board. There's stickers. And... oh, this must be like the weight. Okay. Okay. We got some stickies. Got some unicorns. 3 of them. You've got a little thank you card. Cool. What is hiding over here? Care instructions. Please handle weight with care. Frequent handling may lead to a quicker patina. Do not wipe the weight with any solvent, as this will remove the clear coat. Got it. Oh, there's another unicorn hiding under here too. I feel like all stickers should be holographic, just as a default. All right, let's take a look at the board. Let's add that there is a cloth carrying bag as well. And cards of authenticity. Write that down. So we'll see if this is the green one or the gray one, which card this actually applies to. Oh, it's gray. Here, let's get these out of here for a sec. That is pretty. Already getting a little bit of fingerprint on it, but oh, and there it is. Unicorn. That is nice, yeah. There's only one little mark on the inside. That's probably a hook mark from where they had to hang it up for the anodization. Oh, there's another little one there. But yeah, that's not uncommon. There's a little bit of dust hanging out in there. Interior marks are typically within acceptable QC standards when they're part of the anodization process. So the weight will be attached on the bottom. Looks like the daughter board goes here and then routes through a JST cable down through the bottom. And then the weight attaches and is screwed in from the inside, I'm guessing. Let's take a look at this weight. Is this a sought after keyboard chassis? Yes, unicorns are sought after. I have not... the Unikorn and the Kohaku are both from Singa, and they're both highly prized, I would say, and have lots of different variants among them. The aesthetics of them is not... I appreciate them. I haven't necessarily caught the FOMO on these boards, personally. So I'm excited to actually try one out, to build one and see how it is. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to look at the weight. Let's see, what does this say? I think this is meant to say, this little writing here is meant to say A stock. It's a little hard to tell. It kind of looks like A stead. But we'll be very gentle and not handle this too much. I believe Dave's intent with this board is to put MT new copper on it. So I'm guessing... Oh, that is beautiful. Oh my god. I'm not going to touch it because I don't want to start that patina process. But this is a very pretty copper. Wow. And the machining is very, very good on the Unikorn detail. But I like the weight, okay? It's a very pretty copper. So, I mean, his plan is to... Let me see if I can grab it over here. Which I haven't unwrapped even. We're going to put... When we actually build this, we're going to put MT new copper on there. So that, with the weight, will be pretty nice. But it's very pretty. When I peeked inside the case last time, I did not actually unwrap the weight, but we'll keep that. We'll keep that secure. There we go. That's very pretty. That'll be exciting to build. So before I actually get into building or soldering any of these other builds, I'll probably be streaming some of that, some of those solder test projects just to get my skills improved. Which just immediately makes... I've been reading the Dungeon Crawler Carl books, and so now that's what I think about every time I talk about skills. But yeah, like working on the Skelet 60, working on that other little... Actually, there's two other little solder projects. One is like a essentially a little like LED Tetris, and then there's another one too that I can't fully remember what it is. But I'll be working on those on stream before we actually tackle one of these nicer boards, even though Dave has been very kind to say that and allowing me to build some of this stuff for him. Well, this would probably be saved for last among some of these other solder options. See the keycaps and keyboard? That looks lovely. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like one of the only main things he has said that he wanted to do was like putting copper onto the Unikorn. I think. Let me double check. I should know this as part of my notes here. Let's see. Yes, copper on the Unikorn. So. Very cool. That'll be fun to do. He wants to mod the keyboard chassis with copper. I mean, it is a... I guess, I mean, the copper itself, or the chassis isn't being modded in any way, but the weight is copper, if that's what you mean. Or what do you mean? I guess I should ask. Let's see. Make sure we don't lose anything down the side. Make sure these little inserts do what they're supposed to do. Actually, this was kind of wrapped up in this, wasn't it? Does he want to just use a copper weight or add copper in a way that changes his... Oh, I see what you mean. As far as I know, just the weight. But the keycaps are also called copper. So that'll be kind of the tie-in, I think, between the board and the keycap kind of theme. Oh, wait, the weight was under here, wasn't it? Boop. Yes, the weight was down underneath. We'll save those in the top. So this kind of was on top of the weight like so. Thank you for clarifying, Frederick. Although he has done some boards with like custom patinas and other stuff. I don't know how much of that he's done himself. I know he's sent them off to be... I think he's gotten some like flame patina done, some chemical patina stuff done on some of his other boards. It'd be interesting to try to do some kind of coppery patina, but I could imagine that being a little difficult. Would there be room to put the plates back in here? Like so. Perhaps. Put our PCBs up here. Although there may be room for the plastic plates up here at least. Give them a little bit more stability. So, exciting stuff coming down the pipe. Make sure these stay in the case. Including the one for, I guess, another Unikorn that he has. That's somewhere. The green one. Beautiful. Ugh. Very cool. So that is some upcoming boards. So we've got... Let me expand this out here. So some of our upcoming builds we've got supplied by our friend Biscuits. Is it Biscuit or Biscuits? No, I can't remember what his username is. But we've got our Kai V2 built. So what we want to do is probably take a look at that and see what we can do with the magnets at some point. Maybe that's not compelling enough for a stream. We've got our second Kai V2, which needs some magnet work, and then it also has some EC capabilities. So I'll need to do some more research into that to see what sort of thing is going to work in the plate and PCB that we have. I may look into that. It may be a good excuse to use Dynacap. We would need a different plate, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going to do some research. I'll look through like the Dynacap Discord and stuff and see if other people have done an EC build in a Kai V2 with Dynacap parts and see what they say. If not, maybe I'll look at navies or something to see if that'll work. And then we'll also need to do a magnet fix on that as well. Let's see. We got the Frog Mini, the lovely red Frog Mini. Got a bunch of different plates for that. And some solder PCBs, so we could even potentially practice multiple builds. A bunch of different tadpoles. That laminated plate I'm interested in. Like they said it, I think the website said that it's like the flexibility of Palm, but it has a deeper sound signature. So, might be interesting to try that out. Bunch of feet. The Frog TKL with the silver. And that one we could go ahead and actually try building because we've got a hot swap PCB for it. And then come back around later with a solder build if we want to. We've only got the one plate though. So starting with a hot swap build might make sense. We've got a couple different feed options, hardware, a bunch of tadpoles, and some foam. That might be fun to try something out with. And then our Unikorn with lots of options. We got half plates, we got full plates, we got PC, carbon fiber. Oh, this is Bastion, not Baston. That was a Bastion PCB. All kinds of fun stuff. Different O-rings. We could have some fun with that. That'd be more than a 2-hour stream, I imagine, though. Just based on how quickly I will solder by the time we get there. I'll still probably be pretty slow and meticulous with it, but and we'll also probably want to bake in some time testing these PCBs as well and making sure that they'll actually function as advertised. But yeah, that's fun. That's a lot of good stuff that we'll have coming down the pipe. Before we get to any of that, though, we'll be building. Let me grab those kits actually. We'll be building some solder kits with different stuff. Because we got the Skelet 60. That'll be really fun to figure out. Yeah, that'll be exciting. That could be an earlier on. I'll probably start soldering with one of these, which is I think this might be the, yeah, this is like a little LED, which I don't know how well that's going to show up on the instructions. Kind of an LED Tetris-ish game. Has like a little score thing and like an LED display and a bunch of buttons and stuff. And then kind of this like cut acrylic case that we can put together. Pixel Game Boy is what the kit is called. And then, oh yeah, that's right. This is what the other one is. It's like essentially like a memory game, like Simon, that you can put together. And I think these all light up, and then you're gonna play a little memory game with it. Oh yeah, here's the PCB for it. Simon Says. So that'll be fun. This will probably be the first solder project because it's a little less involved. And then we can move on to the other one and then start getting into keyboards. But first, a fume extractor will be necessary. And then eventually we'll graduate to building an actual soldering a keyboard. The intro easiest way to do it, I think. And I've already got my silicon mat ready to go for soldering purposes, so should be a lot of fun. So I'll need to update my calendar of content ideas that I keep in like a little Kanban board of upcoming builds and things to do. So should be exciting. But I think that'll probably do it for me right now. cataloging all these bits and bobs, and I can make sure what we got and let Dave know if there's anything I think we're missing, but I think we're pretty good. I'll just need to figure out some of that EC stuff as to what we actually want to populate that board with. But it is almost closing time here on the Keep streams, so let's take a peek at who else is on. I know Alex is on, right? I think he started up a little while ago. Yep, he is. Let me pull up Mr. Toes on here. What is he building right now? The Eve 65. Oh, he's already putting on keycaps. I guess he has been going for an hour and a half at this point. All right, let us get over there. But thank y'all for coming. I really appreciate it. Glad to be back. Good to be feeling a little bit better. And we'll keep playing around with some of the lighting and camera angles and keep things cooking. So have a good night, everybody, and I will see you later.